Hi. Let's get this started real quick. Here, let me fix that a little bit. Okay, let's get started real quick. Okay. Um, Sorry for the lack of dress. I woke up with killer migraine. I literally just took Excedrin right before this. So, that's not an excuse. I'm just saying I woke up with it, but I'm still here. I'm still doing this video. I'm still going to do my emails. I'm still going to do everything else. You know? Because it's life. You know? Things happen, and, you know, you can't always control what happens. But you can control how you react to it. Now, with that being said, I know I made a video a few days ago, and I think a video before that as well. So there's a couple videos so far on the channel where I talk about putting 10% of your paycheck into your savings before you do bills and before you do anything else. So it's savings, then bills, and then play money. Okay? Now, I was having a discussion with this person that we called a friend. At this point in time, I don't know if I want to continue with him as a friend. I've talked to my husband for months now about his mindset and how negative it is and how it affects my mindset. So it has nothing to do with him as a person. It just has everything to do with how it affects me, and I don't want to be a part of that. So, with that being said, we were talking Friday, him and I. My husband hadn't gotten out of work yet. He had just come outside. He was talking to me. One, about his girlfriend. And I'm going to bring that up. I'm not going to bring what was said up here, but I am going to bring that up towards the end of the video because I feel like it's a good example of what you need to learn to do before you learn to do the other thing. So, we were talking about money, and he loves to say, loves to say that he's really good with his money. And he loves to say, oh, you just don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea how I live or my bills and my situation. First off, let me tell you this. I had a stint where I was homeless and broke, and I was in a 4-year-long relationship where I just didn't have money because he had the money. I mean, I worked and I was making money, but I didn't get to use my money the way I wanted to because I did open a savings account at that time. I will say I did use it like the friend in this scenario does his. But even then, my ex would convince me to get rid of it and then use that money to buy his alcohol. So I know exactly where he's coming from because I lived in a situation that was like that. I mean, he's never experienced being on the streets or anything, but I've experienced the where he's at now, living on his own, paying rent, and all this other stuff. Okay? I now have a husband. We live in his mom's basement. We pay rent. And we still manage. Now, this friend seems to think that once he moves into his girlfriend's house, there's going to be 2 incomes, and 2 incomes means he can spend his money how he likes. He seems to think that with 2 incomes means he can save more, which you can if you do it properly. But he, as he pointed out to me, he was like, I have to do bills first, and I spend my money how I see fit after bills are paid for stuff I want, and then I deem my need, and then whatever is left I put into savings. Well, that thinking, that mindset is going to keep you broke. And considering he makes almost the exact same as my husband does, and my husband basically supporting 2 people on that same income, and he only is supporting himself, then it's kind of messed up, you know, because how I tell you on here on these videos, that's how my husband and I do it. And we have money in savings, and our wealth is growing. Our money is growing. Now, his money, he never seems to have any. Okay? The way he thinks, that's going to keep you living paycheck to paycheck. You can't think like that. Okay? You have to, once you figure out what it is, you know, that you need to do, like I explained to you on these videos, and I will make a recommendation. Read, if you can't read it, listen to the audiobook of it. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, and these are all true instances of what happened, but it's in story format, which I believe, personally, I think people can learn better that way. Some people do. But yes. So definitely, I recommend you read that book. I really do. If you can't read it, listen to the audiobook. It's right here on YouTube. I can put a link to it in the description box below. Please. I know Keala Kanae. You know, you've heard me talk about him before. He also has a video of how to save and stuff like that. So I can put a link down there as well, if I remember to do it. If I don't remember to put Keala Kanae's link down below, remember Keala Kanae, you can look him up on YouTube. He has such great content. He also is like my mentor in a lot of ways. I do full stack. And full stack is great too. If you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, what I do, you can also check out the link below to learn more about affiliate marketing. Now, this whole time I've been talking about how he thinks versus what I think, and it's a mindset thing. So if you think like him, that's a mindset that's going to keep you broke. That's going to keep you where you're at. You're struggling paycheck to paycheck. That's exactly why. So until you figure out what you need to do, until you figure out that putting money into savings first is pretty much the only way when it comes to growing the money you already have, you're going to stay living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm 26. It's taken me from the time I moved out to just a few months ago, it seems like, to figure this out myself. And I will say it has a lot to do with Keala Kanae. You can look up Dr. John D. Martini for your values and everything, but right now we're talking about mindset. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to bring up was he keeps asking for advice. So when you ask for advice, you want their opinion. But the thing is, sometimes people ask for advice, but they want you to give them an answer that they like. They don't really want your actual opinion. They want you to agree with them. Because he asked for advice on how to talk to his girlfriend. I'm not going to say what he wanted to talk to her about. But he's like, I have a lot of anxiety. You know, I'm afraid that if I talk to her, the relationship is going to be over and all this other stuff. And he's like, how do I talk to her? And I tell him, you know, the only way that I've learned to talk to someone correctly, even though you feel anxious inside, is to just talk to them. I'm currently married and am wanting to stay married. So it's a lot of talking. You have to talk things out. It's not a one-way street, you know? Because, and I told him, I was like, if you don't talk to her, it's over anyway. It's going to be over anyway if you don't talk to her. And he kept asking me the same question over and over and over again, and I keep telling him the same answer, because if you ask the same question and you don't phrase it differently, you're going to get the same answer. You can't ask the same question and expect a different answer, because you're not going to get it. So he's one of those people who he really wants you to give him an answer that he wants. He wants an answer that he wants. He wants you to tell him exactly what he's thinking. And I'm not going to verify your anxiety and everything when it comes to your partner, when I assume you're coming to me because I'm married and I have a partner and I've made the relationship work, and my husband also makes it work. We talk to each other. But while you're giving advice, he'll start to try to talk over you. Once you start giving him the advice that he doesn't want, he'll start talking over you like, but nothing. If you're going to ask for advice, you should listen. Because I'm not going to sit here and waste my breath and try to argue with somebody, you know, because it's not worth the argument in my eyes. So my husband got to the car. He sat down in the passenger seat because we were going to pick him up from work. And then he was just like, you can just roll the window up and drive off. And I was like, I would, but I don't want to be like rude, which sometimes it's okay to seem rude. In that situation, I should have just did exactly what my husband suggested, but, you know, I was a little stubborn. I didn't raise my voice at him. I wasn't arguing with this guy. I wasn't trying to give him the satisfaction of me arguing with him. But, I wasn't about to change my answer because he didn't agree with it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when you're right, you just gotta let somebody, if they want to argue with you, you just gotta let them assume that they're right. Especially when they ask for your advice and your answer, and then they just don't want to hear it. So, my husband was just like, do you want me to drive? And I was like, sure, you go ahead and drive, so I don't have to deal with this. So I got out of the car, and I start walking around, and this other guy was in this conversation as well, and he was kind of agreeing with me, except he was a little more vocal and argumentative than I was. Get into mindset thing. Once you learn more, you learn to not argue as much, because arguing just doesn't solve anything. And sometimes you just gotta let people have their opinion. So I got out of the car, I walked around, my husband got in the car in the driver's seat. Before I got into the passenger seat, I left him with this. I was like, before you learn to talk, you should learn to listen. And with that means before you have an opinion on anything that you want to vocalize, learn to listen to where the other person is coming from first. That way you can see both sides. And think about that before you start. If that means you have to sit there and listen for several conversations, then do it. But learn to listen before you learn to talk. Right? That's when you're growing up. When you first start, to be able to, say words, you have to listen to the words first before you know what the words are, right? And it's kind of messed up that's kind of, how we have to come at it again. But that's how we grow as people. Sometimes we have to relearn things. Okay, so we just have to do it. And I made a decision right then and there that I did not want to continue talking to this person any longer. I didn't want to keep talking to him. I was like, when you figure it out, then you can come back. But until then, I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, not in so many words, but I got in the car and we drove off. Because sometimes it's not worth, those people are not worth you. Okay? You got to keep in stock of you. You're the one that you live with. You live with you. You pay your bills. Okay? You drive to your own future, to your own destiny. No one else is taking you there. It's you. You are the one doing it. No one else. Okay? No one. You got to be a leader in your own life. It's not, my life is not his life. Your life is not their life. Okay? You just got to keep going. As I hit the microphone. But I just wanted to share that experience. I thought maybe you could give a good example of, things, different mindset, a mixture of mindsets. Maybe I could give you an example of what works and what doesn't work. And maybe you have the same mindset that he does, or maybe you have the same mindset as I do, or maybe you're somewhere else in between. Maybe you kind of have the mindset I do, or and a little mixture of his, or maybe you have a better mindset than I do, or no, I don't know. I'm not you, so I don't know, but I can give you the advice that I have, and I love coming up here and trying to help as many people as possible. Whoever watches the videos, I look forward every day to coming on here and trying to help as many people as possible. Whoever watches my videos, that's good. I can't wait to see exactly what you do in life. I can't wait to see you all succeed in whatever endeavor you take. Okay? Remember, make investments, stocks, real estate, have multiple streams of income. Do what's best for you. Invest in yourself. Okay? It's not all about being rich, it's about being wealthy. And wealth is time. And how you achieve wealth is when you're able to make money in your sleep, because then you don't have to work. Okay? You can spend more time doing what you love, doing what you want to do, and less time worrying about everything else. So, with that being said, remember, links in the description. If you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, I'll leave the link below. Okay, The Richest Man in Babylon. Read it. Listen to it. Okay? I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay? You guys make my day every day that I'm on here. And I look forward to hearing and seeing from you very soon. Bye.